guys, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to this Christmas Eve. I hope you're all doing well and having a wonderful Christmas time. We're going to finish off our third story in our Ghost Stories for Christmas. Yes, it's only been 2 videos and we've done 1 video already which had 2 versions of the same play on that video, because we only covered that. But on this one, we're just going to be covering 1 more on here. And I've got to try and remember the title. Hold on a minute, guys. Oh, here we are again. So organised, and it'll be in the booklet, won't it? Because I just finished watching it tonight, and it was really, really cool. So give me a minute. It's called A Warning to the Curious. Yes, this one is a really cool one. It's about an archaeologist called Mr. Paxton, who's played by Peter Vaughan, and he's gone a little bit like the other one. He's gone away to like on a holiday. But I'll tell you what happens at the beginning of this play. It tells us the story of an ancient sort of folklore. This is kind of like a folk horror ghost story. And it tells us of like when the Vikings came and there were 3 crowns. This is all based in Norfolk. The first one was based down in Devon. No, was it Devon? No, it was based by Dover, sorry. And this one is based in Norfolk. And it tells a story of an ancient folklore when the Vikings came over on the coast there. There were 3 crowns that were sort of lost in this area, but they were there protecting this whole area from invasion, if you like, or anything like that. 1 crown was found apparently years ago and melted down and taken away. Another one had been swept into sea, but there was 1 still there. And we begin seeing this archaeologist, not Mr. Paxton, digging in the sort of sand area for this crown. And then he's approached by this kind of larger than life kind of villain guy telling him, "You can't dig here. He goes, I've got permission. You can't dig it." And then they sort of fight over it. And the guy comes back with like a sort of machete, and then he sort of kills the archaeologist. We see the shadows of him being killed with spurts of blood going in the air, and he gets killed. So then we jump to like 12 years in the future, and this is where we meet Mr. Paxton. He's also heard of this mysterious folklore, so he's turned up in this area. I think it's called Seaburg, this area is supposed to be set in. And he's turned up, and he arrives at a hotel and all this kind of thing, because he's come to try and unravel the mystery of this crown. And he goes to an old sort of antique shop, and he looks for some old maps, and then he finds an old book, and in this book tells a story of what's the guy's name? It's like our kind of the guy that did the that killed the I think I can't remember his name now. I think his name was William. I'm sure it was William Angler, something like that. His name is, and he's there, and this book tells the story of him, and he finds the grave of this William. So he's really, really interested. So he starts trying to root out the history of it. And then he meets a doctor that's staying at the hotel called Dr. Black. He's played by Clive Swift, who's been in many programs, a lot of comedy shows. He's been he's been Richard in Keeping Up Appearances, but he plays Dr. Black, and he tells him of this mystery and speaks to the hotel manager about it. And they all, because they said there's very deep history in this area, and it still is. And he meets the local vicar, and the vicar points him out to this grave. And so they think that William is buried there. And whilst he's investigating, looking for all these stories, we see this dark figure behind him all the time, which we believe to be William, the ghost of William, because William is supposed to be there like the guardian of the crown. He's there protecting this crown to make sure no one discovers it and finds it. And so he sort of stumbles upon this. And he gets chased a number of times by this figure, but when he's turned around, he's gone. And then sometimes he'll be in his room, and you'll hear like this heavy breathing going on, and there's no one else in the room. And then when eventually he goes out to the beach and finds the same spot, he finds his maps in this old shop, and he goes to this different area on a train to the Woodlands area where the first guy, the archaeologist, that archaeologist was played by Julian Harrington, where he was killed. So he goes back there and starts digging, and he finds all these things, remains there. He finds half a skull. He finds other things that are like a spearhead, and then he finds the crown. So he wraps it up in his bag and off he goes with his crown. And then he's chased again by our ghost of William, starts chasing him again over the beaches, over the moors, all over the place. And he eventually gets to the train. And then the platform conductor on the train opens the door, says, "In you get, sir." "Oh, sorry, sir, I thought I saw someone there." So he's seen a figure, but it's not there. Getting on the train with Mr. Paxton. Anyway, Mr. Paxton finally gets back to the hotel and tells Dr. Black about this, what he's found, and shows him it. And Dr. Black is all wowed by it. But now Dr. Black starts to see these and hear these noises as well. So this curse on this crown is also affecting Dr. Black. And anyway, this figure keeps following Mr. Paxton around, so he decides to put instead of doing anything with the crown, he's going to go and put the crown back where he found it. So he goes back and buries it, but the curse is too late. It's too late, because when we see them there, it's very eerie. It's loads of woodland shots of like torches being shone in the woodlands. Although this is very dated, it's very, very eerie. This is 1972. This play was shown on the TV. It's too late, because we see in the shadows Mr. Paxton being killed by the ghost of William again with the machete. We see the shadows of it. So then Dr. Black goes running, because Dr. Black's gone with him, and goes running over to him and sees his dead body there. But then Dr. Black takes I believe, we're not shown it, but I think Dr. Black takes the crown and heads to the train to make his way into London. And the same thing happens at the door. The guard opens the door. "Oh, sorry, sir, I thought I saw someone getting on." And then the play ends. Really, really eerie. Really, really cool. Really, really loved it. 9 out of 10. Really, really cool. I absolutely loved this play. It was so cool. It lasts for 50 minutes and 40 seconds. So it doesn't outstay its welcome, but it plays out in a really kind of very British way, and a very folk horror. There's more folk horror to this than anything else, just because of the rural setting that it's set in, of this ancient story of these three crowns. And you go to the church and you see these sort of like in the architecture of the church, there's sort of like emblems of three crowns and stuff like this. And he finds an old book that he buys and reads up on things. But when he returns to his room, the book's been torn to bits with a razor blade and all these crazy things. And because you think, is this going to be the guy that works at the hotel? Because he's a bit weird and a bit spooky. But we keep seeing this figure. When Dr. Black, he's out there doing paintings across he's painting scenes across the dunes, and he sees a figure standing in there. So Mr. Paxton turns around and sees this figure, the same figure that's been chasing him, because this is the guy that's been chasing me. Turns around and it's gone again. So it's a very eerie kind of ghost story. with a lot of folk horror tendencies. And there we are, guys. I'm not going to do any more. There are 2 more plays in this set, but I'm not going to go through them. Just in case you guys are thinking of picking this set up, I don't want to go through because these have been spoilers in a lot of these 2 days, because I wanted to describe the whole play, because I wanted to give you a ghost story almost for your Christmas, and I wanted to sort of like go through the whole story. And so they do have, I have told the story pretty much right to the end on both of these plays. The first video there were 2 plays, but it was the same play. But this one I'm just done on its own. So I'm not going to do the other 2, just in case you decide you want to pick this BFI release up. So there is 2 more plays in there. And like you said, as you've seen, it's a great release. I haven't put the release on this video because I did it on the first one. But it comes with 3 discs. This one's got 1 story. This one's got the 2 stories that's the same. And then we've got the one that's in the player there. And it comes with a wonderful, wonderful booklet with lots of details and essays about these historical BBC plays that were shown in the 70s and the 60s, called Ghost Stories for Christmas. And there is another volume. I don't have that one. To be honest, I've not seen it. I've only ever seen it on DVD, and I've not got round to picking it up. Maybe I will for next Christmas, and maybe I'll treat you to a couple of the stories then. This might not be your thing because these are slow burn. These are old English sort of folk stories, sort of folk horror ghost stories, and I just wanted to delve into it this Christmas week, just to be a bit different rather than doing the normal putting on your slashers reviews or Terrifier, which I could have done, but I just thought, no, let's go back to a bit old school. Anyway, I wish you all a Merry Christmas tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day with your family and loved ones. I'm not sure what's happening this Christmas because I'm filming this a couple of weeks before, because obviously, you know, I do my videos in advance. I think it's going to be a bit of a lonely Christmas this year. I think my lad's going to be down in Stevenage on his own, and I'm going to be up here on my own. Sadly, just because of work commitments, we cannot get that time together, and it's just pulled on me heartstrings a little bit. So, but whatever happens with your Christmas, I hope that you're having a wonderful and peaceful time, guys. Merry Christmas.